Pastor Olukorede. I was born on the 2nd of December 1971 to the family of Mr. and Mrs. Fakorede. And I was born in Ibadan, and the going has been so good. Well, from the spiritual perspective, you should understand the importance of a name. From Yoruba culture, you know Fakorede means it comes from a priest, that is idol worship. And the day I gave my life to Christ, it has been in my mind, though I gave my life for some time, but I changed the name when I was about to enter ministry. It's because I can't be bearing Fakorede doing the work of God. So their name was changed with the consent of my parents, that I don't want to continue with Fakorede. It is better to be Olukorede, means God has brought good, instead of the gods have brought the good. Well, the honor, God gave me the name. I can still remember vividly October 2000, where God gave to me. He said, a man in honor and knoweth not is like a beast that perish. He repeated again Psalm 49 verse 12 and verse 20. A man in honor and understandeth it not is like a beast that perish. I never bear that honor all through my university days, from primary down to that moment. And from that day, God told me that you are a man in honor. And I heard God's servant from his message, which says, he said, ministry is an honorable calling. So it was that message from that word that I picked up and said, your name shall no longer be called whatever name I was bearing. That's my Yoruba name is Olaide, which is good, it's not bad, but the honor is better. Praise the living Jesus. So when I enter ministry, I have to change my document to honor, because God gave me that name. From Psalm 82 verse 5, he said, they know not, neither will they understand. They all walk in darkness. He said, I have said, ye are God, and all of you are the children of the Most High. And God asked me, if you don't want to continue suffering, there's a time for you to change your name. So from that day, I can't forget that encounter from Wobi, that I have to make up my mind and do the change of name document. Well, I attended University of Ilorin. I studied chemistry. I graduated in 1997. And I did my first work in 1997 at Rajioba, my BCC. I was not privileged to attend full-time because of the busy schedule I have. I'm working. There's no way I can opt out of work to attend WOBI. So I did BCC in 1997. I did my LCC year 2000, October to be precise. I was in that service October 1st. I can't forget that encounter. And God's servant, we were in Canaan land at that time. We have moved to Canaan land. And God's servant, after rounding up, was telling us, emphasizing the announcement, that Word of Faith Bible Institute is running the 3 tiers. October 1st, it was on Sunday. That everybody, make sure you are part of this training. And I heard God say, this is your time. I said, which time? That is after the service. I was wondering what time. I mean, I don't have any plan for WOBI. For my LCC, it's not in my schedule because of the tight schedule. I was working, I was running a postgraduate course, and there's no way I can even have time for such thing. I remember vividly, after I turned, I saw one of my friends who happened to, we graduated from University of Ilorin together, he read physiology. He was doing his MPhil in Unilag. And I said, Lord, his name is Lord, he's now a professor. I said, Lord, do you know God just told me that? God said, this is my time. He said, what will I say? Anything God say. I was just trying to seek for sympathy and see which time is he talking about. So from henceforth, I was thinking that, okay, God is saying that I should come for this Bible school, because he said, this is my opportunity, it's my time. If I miss it, it may be too dangerous. So the following Monday, which happened to be a Monday, is a public holiday by the federal government declaration. So I couldn't go to work, and at the same time, I couldn't go to Bible school because I could not just opt out of work because I want to attend Bible school. So Tuesday, I have to go to my office. I go to my office. I have to tell my direct boss and let him know that, well, I would like to have my year leave, my annual leave. And he was angry. They said, what are you talking about? Do you apply before? I said, no. Something just came up. I could not even tell him it's Bible school. That something just came up. I need to go for the Bible school. So, I need to go for that thing. He said, no, there's nothing you can do since I'm not on schedule. So I said, okay, no problem. I told God, I said, God, I want to attend this Bible school. But my boss said no. And you are the one that said, obey your master. He said, servant, obey your master in the Lord. So I closed the chapter. By 2 p.m., the same man sent for me. He said I should put it in writing. And that I can start the following day on Wednesday. So I put it in writing. He said I should put a lifeline where they can easily reach me. That time there is no GSM. Unfortunately, I was able to, where I live, there is a landline. That's a night 10 line that they can easily come and call you, uncle, come and pick your call, something like that. So that's how I started the Wobi, October, on Wednesday. That should be on the 3rd or thereabout. That should be on the 3rd of October. And the first course they taught in that course was vision analysis. Oh, I was so overwhelmed. It's like I was hearing new things I've never heard before. And that's how I began to enjoy it. That time the Wobi used to be 4 weeks. And I was just enjoying myself. It's as if the mountain should not close. But the mountain have to close so that everybody can go and source for money. Praise the living Jesus. So that's how the Wobi, I did my LCC that year. And that's how it went. And at the end of the day, with series of encounter I was having on that mountain, I could not invite. It was amazing. The word of God was coming powerfully. I was just being different encounter. So, and I decided that, okay, let me go and see one of the pastors in Wobi. That is the Wobi coordinator in person of Pastor Chuks Udita of blessed memory, just of recent. So I got to his office, and that was the first time I entered office complex in Rajoba. I've only gone to the bookstore to pick tapes, pick books, and off my way. But the first time I entered the real office complex was that time. So I had this receptionist, please, I want to see the OV coordinator. He said I should go to the 3rd floor. They directed me, I went through the lift. Getting there, I tried to explain to the man of God, Pastor Chuk Odita, who is now David Odita late. And he said I should go and pray and fast, that God, I should come back. Though I felt disappointed that I was looking for somebody who will be able to guide me with this encounter. But I noticed that he was tired too. At that time, the number of people that come for Bible school is amazing. BCC alone is more than 1,500. More than 3,000. SCC is close to 1,500. YLDC is over 700. And for one man to be coordinating the entire class, people came from African nations to come and attend that will be Ghana, Madagascar, Ethiopia, and so on and so forth. There were representatives from all the African nations for that Bible school. So I left disappointment when he said I should go and fast and then come back, which I know that I won't have that time because it was close to the closing, to come and meet him again. The moment the Bible school closed, I felt that would be the end. So I left the office disappointed, looking for the lift that took me to that floor. I could not find the lift. As usual, you know how the lift is always hide in one corner. So I tried, I couldn't. So I saw somebody in the cubicle on the floor who happened to be somebody that attended to anyone around that place. I said, excuse me, where is the lift? And he pointed the lift. I pressed the lift. As I pressed the lift refused to open. I guess it's engaged. So I went to meet the man, please, can you show me the staircase? I need to leave this place fast. So he was trying to show me where the staircase is when the lift opened on its own accord because of continuous pressing. That's how lift operate. And as soon as the lift opened, behold, I saw Papa with about 5 different people coming from the 7th floor from his office. And I was scared because the place was already choked. The place was full. So to go and excuse myself, in fact, with the moment I saw Papa, I just stepped aside, trying to excuse myself. And Papa was the one that was patting me. Come inside, young man. Come inside. And I entered. And he was asking me, how are you? What do you do? What's your name? This and that. I was answering. As we are talking, the lift was already, it's in a split of a second. The lift just got to the ground floor. And as we got to the ground floor, I saw Papa. I mean, there are quite a number of people waiting for him. And you know our Yoruba people, all those things, greeting. So immediately they were doing greeting. Me, I just escaped. And I went to the back of the class and I asked God, Lord, what are you saying? And he told me, you are working with that man. I said, which man? He said, Bishop Oyedepo. I said, as what? Did they have laboratory here? That we can do some titration and some filtration. He didn't answer me again. So that's how the whole thing. Yeah. At the last day of the Bible school, they now announced that if you know God is calling you and you want to serve in this ministry, put up an application and submit in so place. So that's how I said, well, without telling nobody, not even my parents, I applied. I said, if it is the will of God, I don't have the life of my own. So if it is the will of God, let that be accomplished. So I wrote a letter, the application letter, and I submit to the appropriate place. That's how I submitted, without communication. The following day, that was on Friday. We went to Canaan Land on Sunday, did all the finishing. On Monday, I was to resume back to work. And on getting to work, waking up very late that day because the system has adjusted, unusual. Normally by 4:30, we are up in Lagos, off to work because I have to move from Okwaba Road, which is in Agege, to VI. And that's quite some distance. If you don't wake up early, you always have issue. So that's how I woke up late. I woke up around to 6. There is no Jupiter that can make me to make a job at that time because of that time lapse. So by the time I woke up, tried to set up on my way to the bus stop. Getting to the bus stop, it was amazing. Praise the Lord. And I discovered that quite a number of crowd, the kind of crowd I've never seen. I felt maybe it's because I woke up late. The people have already come out. But I was later told that it was tanker driver that were on strike. So there was fuel scarcity. So I tried to make any attempt. By 7:30, I was still at the bus stop. So I looked for a vehicle I supposed to enter Ikeja. From there, link to VI. So from that, in front of my house, that Okoba Road, I have to look for the nearest one, which is Yanapaja. Thinking that by the time I get to Yanapaja, I will always see vehicle. Yanapaja Motor Road, that's Agege Motor Road, is a very popular place. There will always be vehicle, even if where I am. So I was able to get myself to Yanapaja, under the bridge, waiting for vehicle. We couldn't see vehicle, crowd everywhere. And understanding the terrain of Lagos, I was thinking that even if you don't have money, you can hang, just make sure you don't take your seat, just hang somewhere. And when they are asking you, how far now? Where's your money? You say, they come. So that was the plan. On getting there, all the vehicles coming from Sango, Abule, they are already filled. No one can even stop in Yanapaja going to Oshodi. I believe that if I get to Yanapaja, Ikeja or Oshodi, I can easily find my way to the island. And being the first time after a long time I left work, I was by all means, I must get to work that day. So after trying my best, I find out that it's getting worse. The crowd is getting worse. So I decided with a thought in my mind, I know the terrain of Lagos. Early in the morning, everybody go in the same direction. Late in the night, everybody go in the same direction. Between the hour of 11 and 3, there is that disconjection. That means the people are few on the street. So I said, okay, let me go and take my rest at Rajoba so that by 11, I will come down to Yanapaja to pick a vehicle. But by all means, I must get to work. So I strolled down from Yanapaja to Rajoba. getting to Rajoba, I discovered there are another set of crowd. So in my mind, I was thinking, maybe today is crowd day. There are women day, there are all manner of days. Maybe today is crowd day. And I quickly pick somebody, excuse me, what are they still doing here? Is their Bible school still going on? And they told me that, no, Bible school is not going on. It's only those who apply for pastoring that they asked to come. I said, when did they announce that? Because I never hear anything like that. Even if they announce, I may not be able to make it because I need to be at work that day. So they say it's the people that apply for pastoral position that they are attending to. So I walk up to them. They were not even considering the application. They were giving them pastoral form. So that's how I pick my pastoral form, fill it with my passport. As a young man, passport is always inside my pocket. So I fill it, and they ask us to check on Wednesday. That is the same Wednesday that they will shortlist. About 245 that apply. By the time we came back on Wednesday, they shortlisted only 23 people. And I was number 1 on the list. So it was amazing. I was just, what's happening? This thing, I didn't really mean it to. God, if not play, stop him. So, well, it's just shortlisted. It's not acceptance. So at the end of the day, they asked us to come for interview. And we came for interview. At the end of the day, they shortlisted finalists, 13 people. And I was still number 1 on the list. That's when I soft pedal. I said, God, let your will be done. That's what find me into ministry today. That was year 2000. The process was between November and December. Before Shiloh, everything was already finalized. But we did not resume until January 2001. My first station was Ida, Living Faith Church, Ida, in Kogi State.
As a resident pastor?
I was pastor 3.
Wow.
I was pastor 3. Well, just coming here, we are coming to learn. I've never been a pastor before. So as pastor 3, you will learn from pastor 2, you will learn from pastor 1, and you will still learn from church members. So to be a pastor 3 is just, they give me a duty, this is my assignment, and I face it and still learning. The moment you know yourself, all you need to do, when they give you instruction, carry it out. Though I was more close to Pastor 2 because we live in the same house. I stay with him. They gave me a room in his, and he's a wonderful person, even though he's no longer in the ministry. But we had a good rapport. I'm so close. We just flew as a family. Though I didn't stay there long, I only spent 6 months before they moved me to the next station. Wow, it was in July 2005. I was redeployed on a foreign mission to the nation of Ghana. I was to go to Tema. Of course, I resumed in Tema. My letter read Tema, and when I got to Tema, Tema is a port city of Ghana. That's the economy center, but very close to Accra, so which is the capital. So I got there as assistant resident pastor. That is pastor 2, or we call it missionary 2. We use missionary in the foreign field. And by the time I got there, I was privileged to work with the late Pastor Timothy Olaniyan, who was the resident pastor. But I only spent 6 weeks in that station before there was a need for me to move. And from there, they moved me to Cape Coast.
Still in Ghana?
Still in Ghana. And I did not spend 3 months there. In fact, my children just started their school when they said I should move down to Tamale as the resident pastor. So Tamale is the northern part of Ghana, which God helped us in that place. When I came back from Ghana, I reported in Lagos. And from Lagos, I was sent to Warri. We are using diocese then, that is Warri diocese, as Pastor 3 in that place. And under Pastor Chuka Agwegu. And then with one of the assistant resident pastors, but I was Pastor 3. And they later moved Pastor Chuka to Port Harcourt, while I was they now posted the assistant pastor. So they brought another set of pastor, which I now became resident pastor, Pastor 2. But I was privileged to serve under Pastor Dele Bandoi as the state pastor, then Pastor Olukorede Komaya as the resident pastor, while I was the assistant resident pastor in the year 2007 to 2008. Just 1 year I spent in that place. Where it was a mystery, it was divine connection. That's what I can say. I entered ministry through the LCC, that is Leadership Certificate course. And after entering the ministry decided that everyone that entered through LCC must go and do LDC. So I was in Ida when there was, by February, that's February or March, thereabout, or April. By April, yes, it's April. So I have to leave Ida for 1 month to go and do my LDC, Leadership Diploma course in Lagos. So I left Ida for that 1 month for the YOB, which was approved by the leadership. And all those who enter through LCC must make sure they immediately completed their LDC. So that's what moved me down to Lagos. Because in those days, it's only Lagos and Kaduna that does LDC. So I have to be in Lagos, stay in Lagos. It was in Lagos that I met with my wife. He happened to be one of the staff of the ministry, working under the WOBI office. So that's how we met. And I took notice of her. She too took notice of me. And before you know it, that was in April. By the special grace of God, we are scheduled to marry in October, which is, but when we went to meet Papa said no, December. So that's how I was even wondering, there will be Shiloh. Will there be any wedding for December because of Shiloh? But by the special grace of God, the day the wedding fell happened to be the day of my birthday. So without planning it, we now got married in December 2001. Praise the Lord. You see, the first question you asked is somebody who is gentle and somebody who is fire. But that's what makes marriage to blend. Two of them can't be gentle at the same time. Many things will go wrong. And two of them cannot be violent at the same time. Many things will still go wrong. So it takes two to blend. When this one is go excesses, this one draw it back. When this one is not moving, this one say, oh, you have no ginger, you move. So that's one of the best way to run the system. It's either the wife is gentle or the wife is vocal, or the husband is gentle and the wife, either of the way. So we were so compatible, and by the special grace of God, for 20 years, by this December 2nd, we'll be 20 years in marriage. I have not had the first regret of marrying my wife. And she has never had the first regret of marrying me. And with time, it has been awesome. My attitude is not the type that keep things. So even if there are issues, it's being sorted out, and that's the end. But we have been having the best of time for the past 20 years. We have been having the best of time for the past 20 years. The issue of marriage is not about pretty. It's about the character, the inward man. Beauty will fade away. But a man of character, a woman of character remain. So it's a matter of character. In that same Bible school, before I met her, I have already met somebody. But my spirit was saying no. The person was even as more pretty as you have. But, and the person was even amazed that, what's happening? Why? But my spirit was saying no until I met her. And I told her everything. It's not a matter of maybe I proposed to two people. I said, this person, and I told the person, excuse me, I've not even proposed, but the person was trying to get close, They felt that some of the winner pastor around, some of them who are singles, that some even because of their come from Bible school. So, but I met my wife. I saw her character. I saw the kind of spirit she has, and the spirit connect. So that's how we met. Well, I've never been to military. The highest of the paramilitary I say I've ever been is when we were doing man o' war in those days. And that was when I was young. But the truth of the matter is that it's an inbuilt thing. It's an inbuilt thing. And with development, you are able to not to keep anything in mind. When you don't address an issue, it will escalate. And the moment it escalates, it becomes out of control. And begin to destroy many things without we know. That's why when there are issues, is to nail it the same time at the point, and that's the end. And that's one of the things God has used to help us in this town, in this place, this first church. That there are no issues. You can't come and tell me about somebody. I will tell you, wait, let me call the person. It's not I don't hear this and begin. Just is an inbuilt, and life continue. You can't use somebody's negativity and use against the person. The moment you address it, that's the end. And life continue. Nobody will even know that you have done that. So take ability to take correction. It helps a lot. That's why there is no, you discover that. I was saying on Sunday, I say, we enjoy peace. Why? Because we address issue. We don't address person. There is difference between, you must be able to separate issues and personality. Many people address personality, they don't address the issue. That means you are not leaning the issue at the point. You're only saying, this person is a bad person, this person is a bad person. You look critically at the issue in order to make sure that, okay, if I'm in the issue, what and what's supposed to be done? So those are the areas that we make sure we sorted out. And you see that life continues. Everybody is happy at the end of the day. And nobody is wrong, nobody is right. That's how God has helped us in every issue. Being frank, not playing politics, doing diplomatic, just being frank and address it, and that settles the matter. And that's how God has helped us. Well, you see, human being are animal of emotions. It is normal. As long as the blood that is flowing on our inside. And because but somebody told me, said that's one of the things I don't like getting used to pastor, winner pastor. Because when you are now enjoying them, that is when they will now cut them off. And I told them, it's not cutting off. It's not that we died. We are still alive. Contact is still there. And more importantly, you see, the people don't just get used to you immediately. It's when they begin to see you, they know you are a man of integrity, when they meet you where you are, what they know what you are saying is correct. That's when the attachment. But the major thing in this ministry, the only thing that is permanent is change. I have been envisaging it that in our ministry 3 years, between 3 years, 4 years. So there is that prompting that maybe very soon. The truth of the matter, if they say I should continue here, I don't have any problem. I will continue to enjoy myself with the people of God. There have been wonderful people in this place. And I think this should be the second time I'm working in Yoruba setting. The first one was in Ibadan, and I didn't spend 5 months. I spent about 5 months. So the next place where I am, and I can now see how the Yoruba, the flow, I don't do Yoruba connection. If anybody knows me, it's not say because we are together, but we make sure we address. We do things that is required, and you can see, because of Yoruba nature too, it still affected their emotions. That this person, we have been enjoying him. let's continue to enjoy him. But if the leadership say move, you can't say, okay, you remain here. So the only thing that is permanent in this ministry is change. And I want to admonish every church member, all the committees, the statutory bodies, the pastorate, the elders council, the deacons board, and all the workers to make sure the same way they support me, they support my pastor that is coming. So that at least the foundation we have built, let it continue. Let there be a continuous peace. Let there be a continuous peace. And I believe that God will help us in Jesus' precious name.